Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. And as we're approaching Christmas 2024, I would just like to wish everyone that has followed this channel and anyone that's just watched the odd video a very happy Christmas and a prosperous new year. Now, during the festive season I tend to go back to glam rock an awful lot, because even way back in the days a lot of my favourite glam rock artists actually release Christmas singles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 10 essential glam rock albums, but I'm only allowing one album per artist, and some of these may be a little bit contentious as to whether they're glam rock or not. I've revised the list a little bit because I thought I was pushing the boat too far with a couple of artists. For example, Queen 1 was going to get in there. I thought, well, not really. Or Iggy and the Stooges with Raw Power. I thought, well, it's slightly more punk than glam. But I have got 10, and I will also show, if possible, a single, a Christmas single that they released. Not necessarily at that time, but an actual Christmas single that has come out at some stage during their career. So I'm going to also do this with CDs for a change, because I can actually now locate all my CDs, every single one of them. As I put a video up, must have been last week, on my new CD shelves, which I am so proud of. Okay, starting off, no particular order, and this here I have to show on CD because I don't have it in vinyl, and it's Alice Cooper and $1 Billion Babies. Now, I am not quite as familiar with this album as I am with a lot of these other albums, but this still does have Hello Hooray on it, which I love. I think it was a cover version, but it's my favourite Alice Cooper song, as well as Elected and No More Mr. Nice Guys. Brilliant stuff, and the title track itself, $1 Billion Babies, is excellent as well. So this actually is an essential album. I would like to get a couple more Alice Cooper albums from around that time. I think Muscle of Love is one of them. Well, the one with Teenage Lament 74 I would like to get because I love that track as well. And possibly School's Out. So this is the only Alice Cooper studio album I have, $1 Billion Babies, and it is pretty good. I played it for a couple of days in a row in the car, and yeah, I enjoyed it, but some of it has just disappeared. I can't remember what the songs go like apart from the big hit singles. So that's the first one up. Okay, the second one up is an absolute classic, and if you're a glam rock fan, you have to have this, and is T-Rex the Slider. Now this has got two UK #1 hit singles on it, the brilliant Telegram Sam and the brilliant Metal Guru, but there's a lot of other fantastic tracks on this, like Rabbit Fighter, I think is a beautiful song, Spaceball Ricochet, which is a beautiful acoustic little number, the heavy rock of Buick McCain, the acoustic-y Mystic Lady, the really sleazy song, The Slider itself, really good, and other things like Baby Strange and the Ballrooms of Mars, where he mentions Dylan and John Lennon. But this is an absolute classic, and it's very highly regarded. It only got to #4 in the charts at that time, because the whole, I think it's because a lot of the previous catalogue had been reissued, and also there's compilations coming out from its previous label, Bowling Boogie especially. But still, brilliant album. And Mark actually did release, well, not in his lifetime, a Christmas single, and this is Christmas Bop. Now this is actually very good. It was scheduled to come out in 1975, but he took cold feet and it never came out. It did eventually come out in 1982, 5 years after his death. But yeah, really good track. The only thing that annoys me a little bit about this is because he sings Christmas, Here Comes the Sun. Now really it shouldn't be the sun, it should be the snow, but still, really good track. So Christmas Bop. Okay, the next album is Mott the Hoople and Mott, and this is the American cover of the album, and this has two big hit singles, All the Way from Memphis and the magnificent Honolulu Boogie. But this is a really good glammy rocky album, like Driving Sisters, an absolutely fantastic track, Whiz Kid, another brilliant song, and then the beautiful I Wish I Was Your Mother with the mandolin on it, stunning. Really good album from 1973. I will say that all these albums are from between 1972 and 1974. So Mott the Hoople and Mott, brilliant. Slade, Old Newborn Blue from 74. I was going to pick Slade, which is very glammy, but this one here is glammy as well, but a little bit more varied. This has the two hit singles, My Friend Stan and Everyday, two brilliant tracks, and then Do We Still Do It, which I think should have been a single, along with When the Lights Are Out, the one that Jim Lee sings. Best track on here is Miles Out to Sea, one of the best tracks that Slade ever wrote, and this CD version has a few B-sides like Kill 'Em at the Hot Club Tonight, and She Did It to Me, and I'm Me, I'm Now, and That's All, as well as the Bang a Man single. So pretty good reissue CD of Slade. And of course Slade had a Christmas single which you hear every single year, and it's Merry Christmas Everybody, which I still love to death. Really excellent stuff. Okay, the next one, and you could say maybe not glam rock, but it's getting there, and it's Lou Reed, Transformer, produced by Bowie and Mick Ronson from 1972. It wasn't until 1973 that the hit single Walk on the Wild Side was released, but still this is Lou Reed's best album, with Vicious, which is a very glammy song, and then you get Perfect Day, which is gorgeous, along with Satellite of Love, and of course Walk on the Wild Side. Make Up, Andy's Chest, Good Night Ladies, I'm So Free, Hanging Around, all brilliant stuff. And yeah, this is necessary if you're into any sort of glam rock. Lou Reed's Transformer from 72, but wasn't a hit until 1973. Okay, Wizzard, and this is introducing Eddie and the Falcons. I could have picked Wizzard's Brew, but it's a little bit more jazzy, and this one here is a little bit more rock and roll revivalist, which, let's face it, glam rock was. And there's one hit single off this, This Is the Story of My Love, which is a very good song, but it didn't do that well. But there's some really great tracks on here. The instrumental, Eddie's Rock, You Got Me Running, which I absolutely love. Crazy Jeans, I Done Lots of Crying Over You. So Roy Wood, he's doing a bit of a Del Shannon impression in one song, he's doing a bit of an Elvis Presley impression in another, but it is very, very accessible. Glam rock was accessible, and this is an easier listen than Wizzard's Brew. So introducing Eddie and the Falcons, and of course they had a Christmas single, and it's I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day, and this is actually my favourite pop Christmas single of all time. This 1973, it got to, I think it was about number 4 in the charts, while Slade were at number 1, but it's spent God knows how many weeks in the charts now with all the reissues over the years, and gets played every year. Absolutely love it. Okay, the next one is Roxy music, the artier of the glam rock bands, and this here I think is the glammiest sounding, and it's from 74. And it's slightly more accessible than the first couple of albums when Brian Eno was in the band. And All I Want Is You is the glammy hit single off this. But this has some really, really great stuff as well, like Casanova, which he re-recorded for the Let's Stick Together album, and Prairie Rose, which was also covered by Big Country. But you get out of the blue on this, the thrill of it all, really good stuff. And it's my favourite of the early Roxy music albums, Country Life from 1974, and it's essential. Okay, next up is Sweet Fanny Adams by The Sweet from 1974, and there was no hit singles off this at all, and this really was their debut album, although they had Funny Funny How Sweet Cocoa Can Be. This here is really the one they wanted as a debut album. Now, they had a huge run of hit singles from 72 to 74, no albums though, and this one didn't even include any of the hits. But this has Set Me Free, which is heavy as hell. It's like an Iron Maiden song. And then you get AC/DC, the Chin Chapman song, which Joan Jett covered. Could have been a single. I think it would have done really, really well. Sweet FA, Restless, Peppermint Twist, a cover of the old rock and roll song, which is very good. This CD is expanded and it does include Blockbuster, Hellraiser and Ballroom Blitz on it, so you do get some singles on this CD version. But again, a very, very heavy album, and the cover itself is very glammy. Look, so with Sweet Fanny Adams. They never released a Christmas single, weird. Okay, two more to go, and this is Waterloo by ABBA. Yes, I'm putting them in as part of the glam rock movement. This is from 1974, and even the cover shows that they're all glammed up to the nines. Waterloo itself, I think, is a great track, and it is a glam rock track, and obviously won the Eurovision Song Contest in 1974. The two big glam songs off this though are Watch Out, which is very heavy, and King Kong Song, which a lot of people don't like, but I absolutely love it. And then you get your normal sort of ABBA songs like Honey Honey, which has a bit of a glam feel to it, Asta Manana, Dance While the Music Still Goes On. Every ABBA album is great in my book. I love them all, and this is no exception. And of course this gets into my list. And they did have a Christmas single, but it wasn't until 2021 when Little Things was released from their Voyage album. Now, it was only released on CD single. This now has been given this year a 7-inch single release. There's no B-side, it's just the one song, and it's a beautiful little song. Now, the video of this I think is even better because there's a little piece of music added to the end of the video which actually makes the song even better, but it's not on the single. But still nice to have a true ABBA 7-inch single, Little Things. And of course the last one is David Bowie, and I'm picking Aladdin Sane. Now, the two big hit singles off this were the Jean Genie #2, and the one I really, really love is Driving Saturday, which is like a throwback to the 50s, and I think it's absolutely brilliant, and I got to #3. But you do have glam classics on this like Watch That Man and Panic in Detroit, really good stuff. Lady Grinning Soul, beautiful. Let's Spend the Night Together, absolutely bonkers. And to be honest, I never really liked that song or that version for years. I now prefer this version to the Rolling Stones original. And Time is another classic, cracked actor, really bluesy type number. I was going to pick Ziggy Stardust, but I think this just really defines glam. And this is whenever I first really got to know David Bowie. My brother bought this album at the time. I bought Life on Mars about a month or so later, and yeah, absolutely fantastic. And of course he has had a Christmas single as well. A couple of years, 1977 actually it was recorded, and of course it's a duet with Bing Crosby, Peace on Earth, Little Drummer Boy. And this to me now is a Christmas staple. Love it to bits, absolutely love it. And it is my favourite collaboration that David Bowie did, better than Queen's Under Pressure. I just think this works so well. Two artists that are completely different, at different spectrums completely, and it works so well. So that's my 10 essential glam rock albums. I hope you enjoyed that, and as I said before, I want to wish you all a very, very happy Christmas, and I shall see you probably in the new year. All the best now. Bye bye.